Alright. Let's see. I believe that we are live. I believe so. Yes. Alright. We are live and ready to go. We've got you a great game here tonight between the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. A little something different on my YouTube channel. So, very, very excited to be here with you. Number 2 seeded New York Knicks against the number 6 seeded Indiana Pacers. The New York Knicks lead the series 1-0. And so, very, very exciting game here tonight. So, of course, I'm going to get the scoreboard pulled up for you real quick. There you go. So, what a game we have here tonight. And really, I think the big story here that you got to keep in mind, just the incredible play of Jalen Brunson to this point. He's had, I believe, 4 straight 40-point games. Yes, it is. He had 43 points in Game 1 of this series. So that is a huge factor when you consider how good the Knicks have been in this playoffs. Now, both teams, if you haven't been keeping up, the Knicks had to win in 6 games against the Philadelphia 76ers in the 2-7 matchup within the Eastern Conference. And then, if you look at the other side, the Indiana Pacers 1-6 against the Milwaukee Bucks. So, gonna be a very good game. Tyrese Halliburton, though, he is the star of the Pacers, but he struggled in Game 1. He only put up 6 points, only shot the ball 6 times. So starting lineups for the Pacers: Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nembhard, Miles Turner, Aaron Nesmith, Pascal Siakam. For the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, Isaiah Hartenstein, Josh Hart, and OG Anunoby. That's your starting lineups for both the Pacers and the Knicks. Pacers in yellow and the Knicks in navy blue tonight. As the tip-off, as the Pacers will win it. And Nembhard inside, already getting 2 points. 2-0 already. Pacers, as Hartenstein throws the ball in to Josh Hart. And here comes Jalen Brunson up the floor. 11:40 to go in the first quarter. Brunson looking, getting it to Dante DiVincenzo. Now to Josh Hart. Now to Hartenstein, back to Hart, who's out at the 3-point line. Hart drives inside, and that's just thrown out of bounds. It looked like he was trying to find Hartenstein. So here comes Andrew Nembhard up the floor. Jalen Brunson covering him. Andrew Nembhard near the logo, the Knicks logo. Here's Turner. And Turner throws it away, looking for Halliburton. And already you see both teams have turned the ball over early here in this game. Coaches for this game, you got Tom Thibodeau, the head coach of the New York Knicks, and Rick Carlisle, head coach of the Indiana Pacers. Here's Brunson. Gets it to Hartenstein. Hartenstein looking, giving it to Jalen Brunson. Brunson dribbling. He's got 3 to shoot. Looking. That one's good. And a nice shot right there by Jalen Brunson. Beautiful shot, too. Here's Nembhard at the top of the 3-point line. Gets it to Halliburton. Halliburton looking. Get it to Miles Turner, who gets it out to Andrew Nembhard around the 3-point line. Back to Tyrese Halliburton. Deep 3. That one is no good. And OG Anunoby gets the rebound, getting it to Jalen Brunson to bring it up the floor. A screen from Hartenstein. Brunson drives inside, kicks it out to Anunoby. Anunoby drives inside. Layup, no good. But I think we've got a foul. And it looks like Anunoby will be headed to the free throw line. Foul, I believe, is going against Pascal Siakam of the Indiana Pacers, sending OG Anunoby to the free throw line. on a shooting foul. Anunoby, first free throw. That one is no good. Of course, great. I'd say that was a great drive right there. It's just lackadaisical defense. And Anunoby hits the second free throw. Oh, there we go. Hit the wrong button on our scoreboard here. Here we go. Here is Siakam with the ball. Siakam loses it, gets it back, and then puts it back in for 2 points for the Pacers. They will go up 4-3. And here comes Brunson up the floor after Josh Hart throwing the ball into him. Brunson will get it to Dante DiVincenzo, who's at the three-point line. Isaiah Hartenstein now with the basketball at the top of the three-point line. Gets it to Brunson, who gets it to Anunoby. Anunoby driving inside. That one's good. And they are looking for a foul right there, but they're not going to get it. 5-4 Knicks here early. Halliburton over to Nesmith. Nesmith loses the basketball. DiVincenzo with the ball. To Anunoby, to Brunson. Back out to DiVincenzo for three. That one's no good. And Miles Turner with the rebound to Halliburton. Here's Halliburton driving inside. Kicks it out. Andrew Nembhard looking and dribbling to Siakam. Siakam going to go one-on-one on Hartenstein. Siakam trying to post his way in low. Going to shoot it over the top, and that is no good. Anunoby with the rebound. And here comes Anunoby up the floor. He's going to drive inside. Kicks it to Hartenstein, who's looking to pass it to Brunson, who's cutting inside. Brunson now dribbling back outside to the three-point line. Now going to back Nembhard down. Out to Josh Hart. Hart going to drive inside. Layup is good. Knicks get two more right there. Here's Halliburton up the floor. Halliburton drives inside. Floater. That's no good. Halliburton with the rebound, and he puts it back up and in. 7-6 New York Knicks here early. As Brunson dribbles up the floor. Brunson. And we got a foul. A late call. Andrew Nembhard trying to go up to the ref and be like, hey, that was late. A very late call there for a little, I believe that's a blocking foul, but that was incredibly late to be calling that. But here's Brunson. Looking inside to Hartenstein, who kicks it to Anunoby. Oh, he went for the dunk and missed it. Halliburton now with the basketball for the Pacers, who gets it to Miles Turner. And he'll throw one up and no good. Siakam there to clean it up. 8-7 Pacers. And you could argue potentially Miles Turner may have got bumped, but no foul call there. And Brunson looks like he is shaken up a little bit as Hartenstein will put that up for the New York Knicks, 9-8. But it looks like Brunson on the exchange it looks like he may have got hit in the groin. And here's Halliburton inside, and that is no good, but a foul called. 7:27 to go here in this first quarter. And of course, we see what the Pacers want to do here early, and that is get Tyrese Halliburton in the action early and often here tonight. So here's the first free throw from Halliburton, and that one is good to tie the game at 9 apiece. With Jalen Brunson, I think he is fine. They're going to keep him out on the floor. Halliburton, last game, he scored all 6 of his points in the first half as Halliburton knocks down the second free throw. 10-9 Indiana Pacers. Pacers right now 8-6. They lead in points in the paint. Hartenstein kicks it to Anunoby. Anunoby driving inside. Bully ball. He's got it. 11-10 New York. And that is beautiful basketball from Anunoby. Clearly sending a message like, "Hey, I'm driving inside. I'm playing bully ball tonight." Halliburton kicks it to Nemhard for three. That one's no good. And Anunoby with the rebound. Who gets it to Jalen Brunson. Brunson brings it back. Just trying to set up his offense. Gets it to Anunoby. Fakes the three. Drives inside. Looking. Layup. No good. Hartenstein with the rebound. Hartenstein will put it in. And the Indiana Pacers take a timeout as Hartenstein goes up to the ref saying, "Hey, I got fouled." 13-10 New York Knicks in what is going to be a fun matchup here tonight at the Garden. So glad that you could be here with us, as now I'm going to go to I'm going to go into the chat here for a second. So, this is my first NBA. Okay. Got some things I got to edit real quick. Changing the title and stuff. Here we go. All right. Of course, there's always long commercial breaks. So right now what I'm going to do is get you a thumbnail for this video, maybe bring in more people to want to watch our stream here tonight. Alrighty. All right, game is back. All right, game is back. So let's see what we have in store here tonight. Here we go. Miles Turner with the basketball gets to Toppin. Over to TJ McConnell. Pacers with the basketball. Halliburton now. Dribbling. Looking. He's going to shoot. And that one is no good as Hartenstein gets a rebound at OG Anunoby. Anunoby will bring it up the floor. Get into Hartenstein. Back to Anunoby inside. Tough layup, but good. Anunoby. He is being aggressive tonight. Halliburton to Miles Turner. Inside, missed the layup, missed it again, and now kick out to Obi Toppin. 3. That one's no good, and Dante DiVincenzo with the rebound. Here it comes Brunson up the floor. Brunson looking, kicking it out to Dante DiVincenzo. And an Obi for 3. It's good. It's been his night so far, and now the Knicks lead by 8. Here's McConnell for the Pacers. McConnell looking, backing back up to the three-point line now, dribbling again. Still looking, finds Halliburton for 3. That one's good. Halliburton on the other end responds to Anunoby's 3. And here comes Brunson. Now kicking it to Josh Hart. Pacers are shooting 36%. The Knicks 73% here early in this matchup. And they are trying to get clock issues resolved right at this moment. So that is what we are looking at right now, is that they have some clock issues. They are trying to, it looks like they got it fixed. Okay. DiVincenzo dribbling the basketball. Drives inside, kicking out to Anunoby for 3 again. That's no good as McConnell comes down with the rebound. Kicking it to Obi Toppin. Inside, no good. And Josh Hart with the rebound for the Knicks. And he lost the ball. Aaron E. Smith went down and grabbed it. And now I think we have possession for the Indiana Pacers. I thought it was going to be a jump ball, to be honest with you. And I think that's what Josh Hart and Isaiah Hartenstein are trying to explain to the ref. Like, hey, that's a jump ball. But I don't think it's going to be successful in their favor. Or it is. They gave the ball to the Knicks. So they give the ball to the Knicks. Here's Hart. Here's Brunson. Brunson going to dribble. Kicking it over to Miles McBride, to Isaiah Hartenstein, to DiVincenzo. 3. Good! 21-13, New York. 4.5 minutes ago, and a great 3 right there by DiVincenzo. Here's McConnell. After the Obi Toppin pass to him. McConnell going to throw it all the way to Halliburton. Here's a 3 from Nesmith. That's no good, and Brunson with the rebound. Brunson's going to run up the floor. 3-pointer. That's good. New York up 11. And another timeout called. What a play. And the New York Knicks all of a sudden are up 11 in the Garden. Incredible stuff. So right now, game is at a standstill. So, I'm going to continue working on getting you a better thumbnail for this. So right now, we're still in a standstill. Oh. Alright. So, I've received All right. Okay, I'm going to use this. I've just received a great thumbnail. So that is very helpful. Thank you very much. That is going to work incredibly. There we go. There we go. Got it. Quite frankly, that's probably going to be a better thumbnail than what I was going to come up with anyway. So, thank you, Colton, for that. So it says changes are saved, and now what I'm going to do is, because I now can get my comments going. All right. All right, here we go. The Pacers have the basketball. Miles Turner fakes it to Aaron Neesmith, gets it to Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton double teamed, kicking it to Neesmith, TJ McConnell. McConnell kicks it outside to Toppin. Obi Toppin for three. That's good. And a great find right there. As Josh Hart loses the basketball, great defense, and we got a foul on Josh Hart. As it looked like Indiana's looking for a take foul right there so that Tyrese Halliburton didn't get on the other side trying to score an easy layup. Clear. So it's no clear path, but it is a take foul as Halliburton will knock the free throw down for the Pacers. 3:32 to go in the first quarter. Knicks with a 7-point lead. Pacers have scored the last 4 points here in this matchup. Precious Achiuwa has entered the game for the New York Knicks. Of course, Mitchell Robinson out with an injury. As there's McConnell with the layup. Beautiful right there. 24-19 New York Knicks with the lead. As here comes Miles McBride up the floor. Speedy. Here's DiVincenzo for three. No good. And Halliburton with the rebound. Halliburton will bring it up. Kicking it over to Neesmith. Three-pointer. It's good. And I think he may have been fouled, but there is no call. And Josh Hart stepped over the line when he threw the ball in. So now the Pacers have a chance to tie the game. Literally 1 minute ago, it was 24-13, and now it's 24-22, and Neesmith definitely got fouled. But here we go. Pacers, Obi Toppin driving inside. Layup is good. Tie game at 24 apiece. As here comes DiVincenzo, 11-0 run for the Indiana Pacers. DiVincenzo over to Anunoby. Over to Miles McBride. Gives it to Achiuwa. Achiuwa looking. He's at the three-point line, getting it over to Anunoby. Anunoby to DiVincenzo. Going to drive inside. Anunoby over to Precious Achiuwa. What a jam right there. And here is the Pacers. Siakam over to Halliburton. Halliburton loses the ball. McConnell over to Siakam. Halliburton inside. Layup is good. We're tied at 26 apiece. And I like the way that the Pacers are moving the ball around. This is beautiful basketball from the Pacers. Here is the Knicks. Anunoby. Both teams doing a good job of moving the ball around, I would say. Anunoby over to Josh Hart. He's going to drive inside now. A little short jumper is good for Josh Hart. 28-26, New York with the lead. McConnell drives inside and kicks it out. Here is Halliburton. And McConnell for three. No good. As the ball gets out to Halliburton, he'll take a three. That is good. And the Pacers lead. Also, Ben Shepherd, number 26, he is in the game as well. And Halliburton, we clearly see that he's wanted to score. He's got 10 points already. Achua down the lane. He gets an easy layup. 30-29, New York Knicks. Siakam back out to Halliburton for three. That was no good, and Toppin was trying to jam it home. But that is no good, and here comes Josh Hart. Loses the basketball for a moment and puts it up and in. 32-29. McConnell inside that Obi Toppin, and that layup is good. Here we have a foul on the floor. I believe it was during the shot. So 32-31 as looks like Obi Toppin will be going to the line. And Toppin, nice finish right there. 43 seconds to go in the first quarter. So Toppin will step to the line in what has been a fun matchup here tonight so far. And that free throw is no good. Toppin missed it. Hart with the rebound. Kicks it all the way out to Anunoby for the jam. Beautiful stuff right there. As here is McConnell with the Pacers down three. Drives inside, kicks it to Siakam, who will knock the jumper down. 34-33 is your score. And Josh Hart will throw it in. We got a little bit of a press right here from the Pacers. And they go out of it and go back to their regular man-to-man defense as McConnell following Miles McBride. McBride will drive inside. Takes the jumper. That one's good. 36-33 as Indiana will get the last shot of the quarter. McConnell drives, kicks it to Toppin for three. That one's no good. And that is the end of the first. No, it's not the end of the first quarter. I think they called a foul. We got 0.3 seconds to go in the first quarter. And I think they're saying that Miles McBride bumped Obi Toppin on the three. So he is going, yes. In the NBA, if you do not allow the shooter to land, it is a foul. So, Obi Toppin's going to get 3 shots. In game 1, Obi Toppin had 12 points here against the Knicks in game 1. And Toppin gets the first free throw to go in. Of course, Obi Toppin, he started his career at the New York Knicks, drafted there, and of course has found his way to Indiana. And second one for Toppin is good. 36-35 with 0.3 to go. Pretty much the Knicks will probably just end up getting the ball in bounds and then just letting the quarter end there. Here we go. Toppin, third free throw. That one is good. Tie ball game. As the ball thrown in bounds as Miles McBride just throws the ball up in the air. And we are at the end of quarter number 1 in New York City. 36-36 at the end of quarter number 1. Great stuff. And so, gotta say, I think so far, I've liked what I've seen from OG Anunoby, being very aggressive on the offensive side of the ball. And then if you look at what is going on with, if you look at the Pacers side, Halliburton, definitely they're trying to get him more involved in this game because they need him. They definitely need him in this game. And they got close to beating the Knicks the other night, but a very controversial call. Of course, a lot of people think there may have been a foul on that last play. Well, I think they called that's right. They called an offensive foul against the Pacers, and we were thinking it shouldn't have been anything. It was more like a flop. So, anyway, that is what you saw in Game 1. So, of course, we have got a really fun one. So I'm gonna get this where I can see myself a little bit more. There we go. All right. So of course, this is the first time I've used OBS in a long time. So working on stuff, trying to make sure we can get the best possible output for you, the viewers. So right now, trying to all right, here we go. Halliburton, of course, has gotten much more involved in the game, as they are talking about on the national broadcast over on TNT. Just a great game so far for Halliburton. Here we go. Josh Hart gets it over to Miles McBride. McBride dribbling. And he backing his way inside. Kicks it out. Anunoby looking to shoot. That one is no good. Rebound for the Pacers. As I believe that was Isaiah Jackson who got the rebound. McConnell now with the basketball. Gets it over to Obi Toppin. Back to Isaiah Jackson. Back to Siakam. Siakam gets it to McConnell. McConnell with 3 to shoot. Loses the basketball. Here's Josh Hart, who's got to get it to Achua. And now to Miles McBride to set up the offense. As that shot misses, here comes Obi Toppin. Gets over to TJ McConnell. McConnell gets it over to Ben Shepherd. Here's Siakam. Looking to shoot over Josh Hart. That one's no good. And now Josh Hart with the rebound. As he'll bring it up the floor. That one's no good. He lost the basketball. And I think it's going to stay with the Knicks. So they called a foul. So Josh Hart is going to the line. All right. Good to know. So Hart, first free throw is good. So Josh Hart knocked in the first free throw. And second free throw is good for Josh Hart. 38-36 New York with the lead. McConnell drives inside, puts the shot up, and that one is good, tying the game at 38 apiece. Hartenstein got the inbound, and Miles McBride will bring it up. McBride, he's got Isaiah Jackson on him. McBride drives inside, layup is no good, but they called a foul on Isaiah Jackson. That'll be a shooting foul, and Miles McBride will be going to the line. And so, very interesting. Just the fact that, clearly a foul right there. And McBride knocks down the first free throw for New York. Julius Randle, of course, another star player. He has been hurt. He hasn't even played this postseason, and I don't think he's going to be playing. I think he's out for the rest of the playoffs, as there's the second one made for McBride. 40-38 is your score, as here is McConnell getting it over to Ben Shepherd, back to McConnell, and that one's knocked away by Miles McBride. And he's saying he didn't hit it. McConnell into Jackson, into McConnell. McConnell drive, kicks it to Jackson, who is fouled. And I think the basket does not count. Oh, it does. Okay, so they did give him the basket. So Jackson at the line. And he knocks down the free throw, giving the Pacers the lead. In bench points, the Pacers have 17 to the Knicks 8. As here's Anunoby bringing it up for the Knicks, getting it to Josh Hart. Hart getting it to Hartenstein. Hartenstein's going to dribble inside, and he's going to throw a layup up, and no good. Thought he got fouled. Siakam over to McConnell. Back to Ben Shepherd for three. That's good. And the Pacers are up 4 now, with Josh Hart bringing the ball up to Miles McBride. Now McBride gets it over to Josh Hart, over to OG Anunoby for three. That one's good. He answers on the other end of the floor. McConnell over to Obi Toppin. Toppin gets it back to McConnell. McConnell. For a little jumper right there is no good, as here comes Josh Hart. He got the rebound. He's bringing it up. Over to McBride. Three. No good. Josh Hart back out to Achua, to McBride. Anunoby driving inside, kicking it to Achua. Back to Anunoby. Three. That's no good. And here's TJ McConnell over to Ben Shepherd. He thought about a three. He didn't take it. McConnell out to Obi Toppin. 4-3. That one's good. Pacers back up 4. 8.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. The Pacers have come to play here tonight. Obi Toppin with 13 points already, 2 of 3 from the three-point line. McBride with the basketball for the Knicks. McBride, three. That one's no good. And here comes Siakam with the rebound, getting it over to TJ McConnell. Over to Pascal Siakam. Siakam, he puts it up and in. They go up 6 now. And here's Josh Hart driving it up the floor. And a timeout called by the New York Knicks. And the Pacers are looking incredible right now. So, incredible stuff. We are... All right, just testing something out real quick. So, Alrighty. So, of course, right now we are in a little bit of a break. So, we are so very happy to have you here with us here on Saber Broadcast Network. Just to let y'all know, this is my first ever NBA game live stream. So just bear with me. Just, I'm kind of working out the kinks of things. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I've done a lot of college football broadcasting. And so, as you know, college football is not going on right now because of it being basically like the off season because, college football is September through January. So we are rolling with some NBA action. It is a Wednesday night, and we got Pacers, Knicks. Now, if you know a little bit of something about this series, you know that these two teams go way back. And of course, one of the big things is back in the 90s, and most notably Reggie Miller going off and getting just having an incredible explosion near the end of the game back in the 90s in one of the games to basically the Pacers were about to lose the game if it weren't for Reggie Miller's heroics and hitting a couple of three-pointers to give the Pacers the win in that game. So, incredible stuff that we've seen in this Pacers series, and I'm going to kind of sit back, give myself some back support, and enjoy some good basketball here with you tonight. There we go. And apparently Miley Cyrus is now doing commercials with, was that Gucci? Interesting. Comment below what you think about it. If you think that it's a good move by that company to get Miley Cyrus a commercial. I don't know what to think about that, to be honest with you. There we go. Got some good back support for a long game. Yeah, but it's interesting though, if you've been watching with me, that the Knicks, they had a 24-13 lead. In game time, it was about, I would say, like 9 minutes ago in game action. And now the Pacers are up 49-43. So that is a 36-19 run that the Pacers have been on to get the 6-point lead. Here's Miles McBride over to Josh Hart. Getting over to Isaiah Hartenstein, over to OG Anunoby. Anunoby back to Hartenstein for the jam! And it's really good right there. So here we go, Pacers. Looking over to Andrew Nembhard for three. That one's no good. Hart nearly tipped it out of bounds. Here's Nembhard. And Ben Shepherd, three. That one's good for Indiana. 52-45 is your score. And it just feels like Indiana's got all the momentum right now. Anunoby for three. He answers. Anunoby with 18 points right now. McConnell inside. Ben Shepherd is good on the layup, 54-48. 6.5 minutes ago before halftime. McBride will dribble the ball up. Give it to Hartenstein. Hartenstein gets it to Josh Hart. And there's OG Anunoby. Anunoby gets a screen from Hartenstein, drives inside. Anunoby, he is fouled. So, So here we go, Anunoby, first free throw. And that one will rattle in for New York. And waiting on the next free throw for Mr. Anunoby. He's got 19. He is 7 for 12. He's got 3 rebounds in the game. And Anunoby will get the Knicks within 4 points of the Pacers. Here's Halliburton. And Brunson's been out for a while. And he did get kicked in the groin. He hasn't been back in the game. And so interesting that Brunson hasn't been out there. I'm not sure what is going on with Brunson. But here's Halliburton over to Miles Turner. Turner with the jumper. That is no good. And Josh Hart with the rebound. And over to Dante DiVincenzo. He looked for the dunk, but he got blocked by Miles Turner. That is good defense. So here's McBride inbounding it. He will throw it into Hartenstein. Gets it over to McBride. Dribbling. Gives it to Hartenstein. Now he will pass it over to Josh Hart, who's got a layup. 54-52 is your score. Here is Halliburton. Three-pointer. It's good. Beautiful stroke right there from Tyrese Halliburton. He's got 16 in this game. Josh Hart over to Miles McBride, over to OG Anunoby. Oh, back to Hartenstein. Anunoby driving inside. Layup is good. And the Knicks, clearly this is Anunoby's game. Halliburton thought about a three, gets it over to Ben Shepherd, back to Neesmith, back to Halliburton, inside. Miles Turner with the hammer. What a slam right there for Miles Turner. And that puts the Pacers back up by 5. Here's DiVincenzo. Dribbling around. Puts it up. No good. Hartenstein with a rebound to Josh Hart. Hart back. He tried to get it back to Hartenstein, but that's out of bounds off of, I believe, Tyrese Halliburton. So, a little earlier today, while I got a minute, Nikola Jokic gets his 3rd MVP award. Rudy Gobert gets his 4th Defensive Player of the Year. And Jalen Brunson, we're going to talk about him here in just a moment. Here's Miles McBride to Hartenstein. Throws that little hook up and no good. Here comes Siakam over to Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton fakes a three, gets it inside to Pascal Siakam. Beautiful pass. 61-54 Pacers. 4 minutes to go before halftime. Siakam's got 10 points. Here is Josh Hart getting it over to Miles McBride. McBride gets it over to Josh Hart, over to Hartenstein. Hartenstein trying to find somebody to pass it to. Gets it to OG Anunoby. 1 to shoot. Puts it up, no good. Hit the rim. And then Anunoby again, no good. Siakam with the rebound over to Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton gives it to Siakam. Siakam to Halliburton. Little two-man game. Over to Neesmith. Wide open. Three, no good. And Josh Hart with the rebound, but he lost it off of his foot. And it's going to be Pacers basketball with 3:21 to go here in the second quarter. Coming up at halftime, we're going to talk about what I am seeing from both teams here of late. And really, We're going to discuss a little bit about Jalen Brunson, both what I think about him, his rise here in New York, and the effects of him not being on the floor. Here's Halliburton for three. That one is good. 64-54. Indiana with the lead, the 6th seed. And Halliburton's got 6 this quarter. He's got 19 total, and that is a timeout for Tom Thibodeau and the New York Knicks. 10-point lead for the Indiana Pacers. What a game we are seeing tonight. Of course, some other award announcements that you've probably seen. So Victor Wembanyama, he is the first unanimous Rookie of the Year since Karl Anthony Towns. And so that's some interesting stuff there for you to keep in mind. And also I do want to credit my statistician here tonight. Colton Naylor is getting me some good stats for you. So right now, team leaders for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson's averaging 36 points here in these playoffs. Josh Hart's averaging about 12 rebounds and about 8.5 assists for Jalen Brunson if you're the Knicks. And so, very interesting stuff right there. And so far this season, leading in points per game, Luka Doncic has 33.9 points per game. This is this past regular season that we just saw that got us to these playoffs. Giannis is averaging 30.4 points per game. Will average 30.4. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 30.1. Jalen Brunson 28.7. Kevin Durant 27.1. Devin Booker 27.1. Jason Tatum 26.9. De'Aaron Fox 26.6. Steph Curry 26.4. And Nikola Jokic 26.4. So, and then for the Pacers, and so right now for the Pacers, Siakam 21.9 points per game. That's the leading, with Pascal Siakam as well, leading in rebounds, 8.4 in assists, is Tyrese Halliburton with 9.1. So, very interesting stuff for both teams, as I am going to take a break for a second and come back in just a moment. Alright, I am back, as right there, three-pointer for the Pacers. And I missed a 2 from the Knicks. I had some technical difficulties that I had to go get resolved, but I got it fixed. So here we go. Hartenstein over to Dante DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo losing the basketball. Good defense from the Pacers. As here is McBride in the corner. Over to Hartenstein for a little hook right there. Good shot for the New York Knicks, 67-58. Pacers with the 9-point lead. Halliburton, step back three. No good. And rebound by Precious Achiuwa of the Knicks. Here's Josh Hart over to Achiuwa. Getting over to DiVincenzo. Thought about a three, didn't take it. DiVincenzo, three. That one's good. 67-61 Indiana as New York is looking to claw away at that lead. Nembhard gets away from a trap. Here's Turner throwing it up, no good. And Turner on the putback. 69-61 Indiana. As now here comes DiVincenzo. As again, we are still awaiting some information about Jalen Brunson. That is very interesting to see that he is not on the floor. We are under a minute to go before halftime. DiVincenzo, three. That one's no good. And Turner got the basketball. Here's Nembhard. Nembhard dribbling inside, throws one up, and that's good. Back to a 10-point lead for the Indiana Pacers. Here comes DiVincenzo, and he gets ran over by Aaron Nesmith. And that is rough because DiVincenzo gets the basketball. It looks like he's dribbling up full speed, and then he stops and allows Nesmith to run him over and get called for a foul. So here we go. 40 seconds to go. Hartenstein with the basketball, gets it over to DiVincenzo. Over to Precious Achiuwa, who puts it in. And here is Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton looks for the step back three, but didn't take it. Halliburton now over to Nembhard. He fakes it. Jumper, that's good. And the Pacers have came to play tonight. 73-63, Pacers with the lead. 15.9 seconds to go before halftime. Josh Hart to throw it inbounds. Here's Alec Burks. His first time being in the game. 10 seconds to go. Burks with the basketball. Dribbling, trying to set up an offensive play. Burks driving, going to throw a shot up. That one's no good. And Turner, and that'll be the end of the first half. 73-63 as we have hit halftime. We have hit halftime, everybody. Let me take a short break, and then we'll be right back. Alrighty. So, gonna try and see how this does. So, of course, like I said, still working on just a couple little things. We are still just working on some stuff, trying to make sure that we can get it all figured out. So, let's see. So, some information about Jalen Brunson is that he has a sore right foot and is questionable. He's questionable to come back into the game. So, that is a huge blow for the New York Knicks. Because if he doesn't go, then they're going to be in trouble. The New York Knicks are. So, right now, let's talk a little bit about what we've seen in this game so far. It really, I think the main thing that I want to talk about is that the fact of that Indiana, they were down 24-13 when Jalen Brunson was in the game. Since he exited the game, it's just been Indiana just playing tough basketball. I gotta say, the Knicks, some bright spots. OG Anunoby, he has been a bright spot for this team, and with the absence of so right now they're saying it's a right foot injury, like I've said before. But either way, getting back, OG Anunoby has been a bright spot for the New York Knicks on offense. It's been one of those just he's taken over, and I like the way that he's being aggressive, trying to get him inside, get some good baskets in there. And then you look at just the Pacers. I mean, you've got Obi Toppin, you've got Pascal Siakam, you've got Tyrese Halliburton having some great games. And really, I think this is a high-scoring game. But I will say that defensive-wise, Indiana's made a couple more plays on defense that just a couple more defensive plays. So that is something to keep in mind. And so I'll say this is that Indiana, I think if they play another half like this, they're going to win this game easily. So Tyrese Halliburton, first half tonight, 22 points on 7 of 12 shooting, 5 for 8 from 3. He's got 5 assists. Highest scoring half of the 2024 playoffs from any player. And it's Tyrese Halliburton. And so, just incredible stuff seeing him playing. And right now, my statistician Colton is getting me some information about different things within the National Basketball Association. Also, some other things going on around the league. Last night, the Oklahoma City Thunder defeat the Dallas Mavericks 117-95 in Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals. And the Oklahoma City Thunder is the second youngest team in the NBA this season and are now 5-0 within the playoffs. So, very interesting stuff. And then LeBron James, of course, he's made his first comment since the Lakers got ousted by the Denver Nuggets by saying, for some reason, when it's dealing with LeBron and the Lakers, he gets no blame. This is Steven Jackson. And then, of course, another thing is when you look at discussion between the greatest small guard, is that Charles Barkley is still choosing Isaiah Thomas over Stephen Curry. And Charles Barkley is quoted as saying, if I was in a game, if I had to choose, and I love Steph Curry, and I know people going to go on the internet because they ain't got no life, if I had to choose between Steph Curry and Isaiah, I'd probably go with Isaiah in a scenario. So that is Charles Barkley. And then some award winners that we have seen. Of course, this is just getting you caught up on everything NBA if you haven't been keeping up. And so, this is just kind of, my channel's not had a lot of NBA content at all. So, just getting you some stuff. So, Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. Rookie of the Year, Victor Wembanyama. Sixth Man of the Year, Naz Reid. Most Improved, Tyrese Maxey. Clutch Player, Stephen Curry. Coach of the Year, Mark Daigneault. Executive of the Year, Brad Stevens. Teammate of the Year, Mike Conley. And the last one is, I think it's Hustle Guard, Alex Caruso. And then we have, and there's only been 9 three-time MVP winners in the history of the NBA. Jokic added to that today by winning his 3rd MVP. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, LeBron James, Moses Malone, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Wilt Chamberlain, and Bill Russell. Only 3-time MVP winners ever in the National Basketball Association. Indiana Pacers lead 73-63 as we are going to take a moment, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back, and so some other topics we can talk about here at halftime. So let's get into it. So would you consider Rudy Gobert one of the greatest defense players ever? Here's the thing with Rudy Gobert. It's definitely based off of when he's playing compared to some of the other players. Because, I mean, to be honest, when you're going up against a player like, you think about, like, Ben Wallace, which I don't think he's the best one. I think the best defensive player probably ever, you'd have to go back to, like, Dennis Rodman. And probably some that are just about as good as him, you got to go way back. But Dennis Rodman, to me, really sticks out as the best defensive player. Rudy Gobert could be in that list, but as far as do I think he is the greatest defensive player ever, I don't think so. He could possibly be like in a top 10. And then is Anthony Edwards the new face of the league? Honestly, I think that's who the NBA needs to consider revolving themselves around. I think the quicker that they move on from LeBron being the face and the quicker that they go to Anthony Edwards and just embracing him being the face of the league, I think that it would help the NBA even more. So that's just my opinion. And then who would you consider most likely to retire after the playoffs? I will say this. Most likely, that's a hard one because, see, there's a lot of players that are older who either got to the playoffs or, who either made the playoffs or made the play-in and didn't make it to the playoffs. I think it's going to be interesting because I do not think it's LeBron. I think LeBron is going to play another year. I think it's guaranteed. I think one that could potentially retire because of controversies is Patrick Beverley. If you have kept up with some of the situations that's been going on with him after their loss against the Indiana Pacers, they're in Indiana in Game 6. Of course, he had some incidents where he threw the ball back at a fan and then, of course, kicked out a reporter because the reporter didn't subscribe to his podcast or whatever. So, here's the deal. I think he could potentially retire or be forced to retire. Another guy that would be, I think this is far-fetched, but could potentially retire is Draymond Green. Because he could, and depending on, I think Draymond Green, it's all going to depend on if, and I know this is crazy, but like if TNT's able to keep rights to the NBA, then I think Draymond Green would consider retiring so that he can get his career in media going. That is a couple players. Klay Thompson, I think, would be another guy that if he doesn't end up leaving the Warriors and if he doesn't want to play for Golden State anymore, I could see him possibly retiring just because he's definitely not in his prime anymore. He's not. The sad thing is I think those injuries he had has set him back. So that's just my honest opinion is that I think Klay Thompson is a guy you got to watch for to see if he's going to retire. So that's just some players I think is most likely. So who do you think is winning it all this year? Ooh. To be honest, I don't think either one of these teams that we're watching here tonight are going to win it. I think you got to look at, to be honest, the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are looking scary good. They are 6-0 in these playoffs. And, Denver's the defending champions, and they are crushing them in the series. Like you're talking about taking a defending champ and just tossing them all around like they're nothing. That's what Minnesota's doing. They crushed Denver in Game 2 by 26 without Rudy Gobert, Rudy Gobert's been out because of his wife was having a baby. He wanted to be there. So good for him for being present on that kind of thing. But, of course, I think Minnesota's a team to watch out for. Boston, of course, by far the best team in the NBA record-wise. So we're going to see. But here we go, second half. Jalen Brunson has the basketball. He is back in the game. He gets it to OG Anunoby. who gets it over to Josh Hart. Hart dribbling inside over to Hartenstein. Back to Josh Hart. Standing at the three-point line. He's got to take the three. That one is no good. And there's Miles Turner with the rebound. And here comes Andrew Nembhard. Drives inside. Layup is good. And like that, 12-point lead for the Indiana Pacers. As here's Josh Hart. Over to Hartenstein. Over to Anunoby. Anunoby no good. And they have called a foul on the Pacers. So Anunoby headed to the free throw line. And Halliburton talking with the ref. Anunoby, 22 points on 8 of 15 shooting and 4 rebounds. Good stuff from him. Of course, he's had to cover a lot of the load for a Knicks team who Jalen Brunson has been out most of the first half. So, here we go. I'm not answering a question about Taylor Swift. I'm watching an NBA game. Sorry. Here we go. 75-64. I may get some hate for that, but I don't care. Here we go. Halliburton over to Aaron Nesmith. Three-pointer, no good. And here is DiVincenzo with a rebound. He'll bring the ball up for the Knicks. Over to OG Anunoby. Getting it over to DiVincenzo. Deep three. That one's good. Beautiful shot right there by DiVincenzo. Here's Nembhard. Nembhard gets it over to Pascal Siakam. Directing traffic at the top of the three-point line. Gets it to Halliburton. Halliburton over to Siakam. Siakam, layup no good, and Hartenstein with the rebound over to Jalen Brunson. Here comes Brunson. Gets it over to Anunoby. DiVincenzo fakes the three, drives inside to Hartenstein. Hartenstein loses it, and here's the Pacers. Nembhard, layup is good. 10-point lead for the Pacers, as every time you think the Knicks are getting something going, here come the Pacers with a defensive stop. Here's DiVincenzo for three. That's good. 7-point game. Here we go. Nembhard. Shot. Good. 79-70. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're referring to, Corey. Either way, here's Anunoby to Hartenstein. Hartenstein looking for DiVincenzo. Dunks it! What a dunk! One-hand slam. Beautiful backdoor cut by DiVincenzo. He's got 8 in the quarter. Halliburton over to Miles Turner. Turner loses the ball, but they're saying it is off Hartenstein. And DiVincenzo, just a beautiful cut to the basket, and he throws it down. 79-72. Here is Nesmith over to Nembhard. Nembhard getting it over to Siakam. Siakam drives inside. That layup's no good. And a rebound for Josh Hart. He will bring it up the floor. Hart kicks it out. Brunson. Layup is no good. Tip in by Josh Hart is good. 79-74. Knicks clawing their way back in this game. Halliburton with the basketball. Looking, throwing it. He got it to Nesmith. Nesmith got it out to Nembhard. Nembhard over to Miles Turner. And that is a offensive foul on the Knicks. Again, Corey Naylor, I don't exactly know what about what beef. I don't know what you're referring to there. Either way, we're at a commercial break. We're going to take it with them. We'll be right back. All right, everybody. We are back. The NBA on Saber Broadcast Network is so happy to have you. Of course, as if you know, I do a lot of college football content. And since it's not college football season, I thought I'd bring you some NBA playoffs here because I hadn't been doing a lot of YouTube content here of late. So why not bring you some Indiana Pacers, New York Knicks basketball on a Wednesday night? Just, giving you something to do. Thoughts on SGA getting snubbed? To be honest, if you look at, points per game, if you look at that for sure, yeah, that SGA definitely got snubbed there. I think really when it comes down to it, it's just, I feel like, and I'm going to have to look at some of these stats again for Jokic. But it's definitely interesting. But either way, we are getting back to the action as the Knicks are back on the floor. And then Bruins or Panthers, that's NHL. And to be honest with you, I haven't watched a lot of NHL. So, maybe you could tell me a little bit more about the series. Here we go. Jalen Brunson with the basketball, being guarded by Andrew Nembhard. Brunson will bring it up the floor to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo gets it over to OG Anunoby. Anunoby, he lost it, but they're calling a foul on Pascal Siakam. Of course, if you remember, Pascal Siakam is an NBA champion, having played with the Toronto Raptors with none other than Kawhi Leonard. As here's Brunson inside, layup is good. And he is on the floor again as he got fouled hard. And he drove inside, gets the layup, and Aaron Nesmith just leveled him. Here we go, Brunson. The free throw is good for Jalen Brunson. 79-77 right there. Brunson's got 8 points. He's only played 11 minutes, but he is back in the game. Here's Nembhard looking to pass out of bounds. And now New York's got a little bit of life. And Rick Carlisle, he sees that his team is letting it kind of get a little too close. 79-77 New York. Indiana, I'm sorry. DiVincenzo inside of Hartenstein. Beautiful pass. Josh Hart. Layup is good. Tie game. We are tied in the Garden. And here comes Tyrese Halliburton. Knicks fans are on their feet. Halliburton looking, driving, kicking to Siakam. Three-pointer. No good. Rebound, Jalen Brunson. Brunson's got the rebound. Got it to Josh Hart. Hart gets it back to Brunson. Brunson going one-on-one against Nesmith. Kicks it to Hart. Drives inside. Anunoby. Three. It's good. New York back with the lead. Halliburton over to Miles Turner inside to Siakam to Nesmith. Nesmith driving to Miles Turner. Turner inside. Layup. No good. Knicks with the rebound. Here comes Josh Hart. Hart driving. Kicking inside. DiVincenzo. 84-79. And a timeout, 84-79 at the Garden. We'll be right back in just a moment. All right, everybody, welcome back to the NBA on Saber Broadcast Network. We are so glad that you are here with us. You're watching a very interesting ball game here developing. The Indiana Pacers had a 73-63 lead at halftime. It has quickly been erased by the New York Knicks, and mainly because of the return of Jalen Brunson. And somehow, just having him on the floor has brought this Knicks team to life. And a tale of two halves for sure. 21-6 is the scoring summary here in this third quarter. Indiana has gone cold from three. Haven't made 1 out of 2 shots so far. Here's Toppin, fakes the three, drives inside, floater is good. And that is what the Pacers needed at this moment. Here comes Jalen Brunson up the floor, 84-81. Here is Brunson. Going to drive inside. Getting it to Hartenstein. Brunson at the three-point line. He's going to have to shoot. He tries to kick it inside, and good defense from the Pacers. Halliburton over to Nembhard. Back to Halliburton. He thought about a three for a moment. Now kicks it to Nesmith. He'll take the three. That's no good. Hartenstein with the rebound to Jalen Brunson. Brunson up the floor. 5:40 to go in this third quarter. Brunson out to Josh Hart. Hart runs over Nesmith. No call. Hartenstein, no good. And now Obi Toppin comes up hobbling. And they called a foul against the Pacers. Shocked they didn't call a charge on the Knicks. Hartenstein is going to the line. He will shoot 2 free throws here. First one is good. Knicks up by 4 now. Five and a half minutes to go in this third quarter. What has been a fun game, folks. Here we go. TJ McConnell in the game. McConnell over to Obi Toppin, over to Miles Turner. So 86-81. We got a foul away from the ball. Here's McConnell. Drives inside, shoots, and no good right there. Maybe not the best shot to be taking at the moment. Here's Hartenstein over to OG Anunoby. 3, that's no good. And Halliburton with the rebound. Here comes Halliburton up the floor. Looking for the 3, not going to take it. Gets it to Nesmith, back to Halliburton. Halliburton going to work. Halliburton kicks it out to McConnell. Over to Toppin. Over to Nesmith. Nesmith drives inside. Layup blocked by Anunoby. Here's Brunson. Brunson loses the ball. Got it back. Anunoby. Layup is good for the New York Knicks. What a sequence right there. And here is the Pacers. TJ McConnell over to Miles Turner. Turner looking. Here is Halliburton over to Toppin. Toppin thought about a 3. Kicks it to McConnell. McConnell driving inside. Layup. No good. Knocked out of bounds off of the Knicks. And what a block from OG Anunoby. A lot of aggressive play coming late in this third quarter. Indiana realizes that if they lose this game, that is hard to come back from down 0-2. And they came out swinging early in this game, and now New York here in this third quarter has regained some momentum. Of course, the big change is having a guy like Jalen Brunson come back in the game, their star player, who is out most of the first half. OG Anunoby, though, having him a game, 28 points in this ball game. Incredible stuff. 4:10 to go. So right now, our officials are reviewing something. I'm not 100% sure on what they are looking at. Okay. So 3 seconds to shoot is what the Pacers have. So who is the MVP so far this game? Honestly, I got to give it to Anunoby. He has been huge in this game for the Knicks. As right now, it looks like we're going to have maybe a television break. 88-81 New York. But yeah, Anunoby for the Knicks. I think that's definitely the guy I would go with. So, all right, let's take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Here we go. 4:10 to go. 3 seconds to shoot is what the Pacers have right here. Pacers, of course, have gone cold here in this third quarter. Here's the throw in. Ben Shepherd is blocked. Here come the Knicks. Anunoby throws it up, no good. And there is DiVincenzo with the layup. 27-6 run New York is on. Brunson with the steal. Over to DiVincenzo. And he's going to bring it back and just set up the offense as Anunoby looks like he is a little hurt right now. Hart. He's got the basketball going one-on-one with Tyrese Halliburton. Hart for three. No good. And Halliburton with the rebound. Halliburton was going to throw an alley-oop, and Anunoby is struggling to get back. So that could be big. Anunoby has had a great night for the Knicks. And if he's out, that could be huge. And that could be a turning point for the Pacers. Here we go. Jackson over to Halliburton. Halliburton layup is good. 90-83. And a little bit of pressure here from the Pacers. As here comes DiVincenzo bringing the basketball up the floor. Shepherd guarding him. Here's Brunson. Brunson Good dribble inside, put up a shot. That one, it goes! Lucky bounce right there for Jalen Brunson. Here's Tyrese Halliburton on the other end. McConnell gonna bring it back out and get it to Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton gets a screen. Throws a shot up, no good. Thought he got fouled. Shepard for three. That's good. Indiana. That's a huge shot for the Pacers. They really needed that. 92-86. New York with the lead, as here's Josh Hart getting it over to Jalen Brunson after Brunson giving the screen. Brunson over to Josh Hart. Drives inside. Layup is good. And here comes TJ McConnell over to Obi Toppin. Toppin drives inside. Layup is good. And he was fouled. So Toppin's going to go to the line for the Pacers. And this has been a physical game. And Obi Toppin. Nice lay-in. 17 points on 15 minutes played. 6 of 8 from the field for Obi Toppin. Like I said earlier, former New York Knick, as there is the free throw. That is good for Toppin. 94-89 is your score. Brunson bringing the ball up. And Hartenstein. And now they call a foul. Or wait, did they just call 8-second violation? Instead of a foul, it is an 8-second violation going against the Knicks. Good defense by the Pacers there. Of course, there is a little bit of an argument to be made. There could have been a foul. But play continues. 94-89. New York Knicks. Shepard fakes the three. Now taking it. That's no good. Rebound. Siakam. Siakam will bring it back out. Gets it to Shepard. Shepard drives. Kicks it to Siakam. Three-pointer. That's no good. Top of the rebound and the putback. 94-91. New York with the lead. And that's beautiful ball right there from the Pacers. This is going to come down to the final minutes, I think. Even though we are right here in the third quarter, as there's Brunson, pull up, no good, in and out. And Hartenstein comes back with it. Brunson for three. That one is good. Brunson, a great shot, 13 for him. McConnell over to Toppin. Toppin, three. That one's no good, in and out. Hartenstein with a rebound, and here is Josh Hart slowing the pace a little bit. 40 seconds to go in the third. Hartenstein over to Brunson. Layup, good! 99-91, New York. Here we go. 8-point lead for the Knicks. McConnell gets a little bit of a screen from Jackson. McConnell driving, gets it to Jackson. Jackson, shot's no good. And Siakam tried to get the rebound and couldn't get it. Here's Hart over to Brunson. Fakes a three. Brunson gets the foul. No good shot. And with 2.9 seconds to go, Isaiah Jackson with the foul, and Jalen Brunson will inbound the ball. Here's Steven Chinzo. Shot at the buzzer, no good. And that is how the quarter ends, 99-91 at the end of three. We will be back in a moment to get you started for the fourth quarter. Here we go. What a game we have seen here. As the New York Knicks lead it by 8. They were down by 10 at halftime. Now they lead by 8. What a game we have been seeing here tonight. So, man, Jalen Brunson, he missed most of the first half, which contributed to a 73-63 lead for the Indiana Pacers into halftime. And now it definitely looks like Jalen Brunson being out was the main reason for the big lead for the Pacers. As here's Toppin driving inside. Isaiah Jackson. Layup is good to begin this fourth quarter. And the New York Knicks lead by 6. Jalen Brunson loses the ball out of bounds, but it'll still be Knick basketball. 11:35 in this fourth quarter. So OG Anunoby, it's just being reported, is out for the remainder of the game with a sore left hamstring. So that is a big loss for the Knicks. So here's Brunson going one-on-one on a Toppin. That one's no good. And Toppin with the rebound. Here comes TJ McConnell. McConnell throws it over to Shepard. Shepard over to Jackson. Back to Shepard. Shepard driving inside. Kicks to McConnell. McConnell jumper is good. And it's 99-95 now with DiVincenzo bringing the basketball up for the New York Knicks. DiVincenzo running the offense, going inside, passing it over to Achua, who gets blocked from behind by Isaiah Jackson. Great block right there. And Achua he thinks, oh, I can put this up easy. No sirree. Brunson will throw it in to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo, deep three. That one, no good. And it's Achua with the rebound. Out to McBride. McBride gets it out to Josh Hart. Hart driving inside. 3 to shoot. Layup. No good. And Achua with another rebound. But shot clock violation, as it will be Pacers basketball. 10:24 to go in this fourth quarter. This one has been a really good one so far. Ben Shepard gets it inbounds to Pascal Siakam. Siakam gets it over to Isaiah Jackson, over to TJ McConnell. McConnell inside, jumper, good. McConnell starting to heat up a little bit, 99-97, as the Pacers have scored the first 6 points of the fourth quarter. Brunson coming up the floor. And that one's good. Give him 2 points. 101-97, as I believe they called a foul on the play. And Isaiah Jackson fouled him on the shot. So it's going to be an and one for the New York Knicks. And Jalen Brunson's got 17. He had 5 in those first few minutes. He scored 12 here in this second half, as there is a good free throw from Jalen Brunson. 102-97 Knicks with the lead. And here comes TJ McConnell with a screen from Obi Toppin. McConnell out to Jackson, who gets it to Shepard. Shepard over to Siakam. Siakam shot, no good. Jackson trying to get the second chance point, and he is fouled. Excuse me. And good effort right there from Isaiah Jackson. Now he is rewarded with a trip to the free throw line. And that is what the Pacers need right now, is just an energy guy to keep the play going. 102-97, 9.5 minutes to go in this game. Isaiah Jackson will step to the line. Free throw number 1 is no good. He's got one more coming. He missed that one. So here we go. And that free throw's no good from Isaiah Jackson. He missed both. As here comes Jalen Brunson. Brunson, three-pointer, no good. Here comes McConnell. McConnell all the way out to Neesmith. Neesmith to Shepard inside, who is, it looks like, tied up. And so we'll wait whatever the call is. Looking like it could potentially be a jump ball. Here we go. Here's Siakam. Siakam trying to get inside. Now puts a shot up and good. 102-99 is your score now. Under 9 minutes to go. Here's Josh Hart. And he's getting it to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo. Dribbling around. Outside to Josh Hart. Hart to DiVincenzo. Has to throw it up. No good. And there's Aaron Neesmith over to TJ McConnell. McConnell brings it up. Dribbling around. Gets it over to Pascal Siakam. Here's Aaron Neesmith. Driving inside. Out to McConnell. McConnell driving inside. Layup is good! What a play, because he got a lucky bounce right there. McConnell. In the way that the ball just found its way inside the hoop. 102-101. We got a good one at the Madison Square Garden, as we'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back to the NBA on Saber Broadcast Network. So glad that you could join us here tonight. We are in the middle of a fourth quarter that has been entertaining to say the least. Either way, getting to some information. So, Jalen Brunson back in the game. Now, of course, if you know where he began his career at the Dallas Mavericks playing with Luka Doncic, and it was okay, but I think both sides knew, both the Mavericks and Jalen Brunson knew, that he needed a new opportunity. Gets his chance with the New York Knicks, and since then he has become the star of the team, and he was in the MVP voting this season. So, incredible stuff for Mr. Brunson right there, as we are still in the middle of a commercial break right now. So, a New Balance commercial just a second ago, but here we go. Giving us some backstory between the history of the Knicks and the Knicks and the Pacers, I mean. So here we go, Pacers and the Knicks. Both the Pacers and the Knicks have 3 timeouts remaining in this game. 102-101, Knicks with the lead. As here comes Brunson with the basketball. Brunson backing down TJ McConnell. Brunson dribbles around, kicking it to Josh Hart. Hart for 3. That's good. He puts that one in. 105-101. Josh Hart's got 19. That's his first 3 off of 3 attempts. Siakam backing inside. Shot good. And the Pacers answer back. Siakam's got 14 points on 7 of 16 shooting and with 8 rebounds. Brunson being guarded by Ben Shepherd. He kicks it to Hart and out of bounds off of Aaron Nesmith. Halliburton and Andrew Nembhard are back in the game. It looks like Ben Shepherd and TJ McConnell are coming out. So here we go, Jalen Brunson. Thought about a 3. It got it to Hartenstein, who tried to kick it back to Brunson, but a kick ball. 14 seconds on the shot clock. So, 7 minutes to go in what has been a really fun matchup here tonight. Hart looking to get it inbounds. Here's Hartenstein. Hartenstein going to get it to Brunson. Brunson's got 7 to shoot. He's thinking. Dribbling inside. Layup is good. No one can stop Mr. Brunson here in this second half. He's got 20. Here's Halliburton. Halliburton looking. Thought about a 3. Kicks it inside. Miles Turner. What a pass from Tyrese Halliburton. And now you're going to have a free throw coming from Miles Turner. And beautiful plays, both the Brunson layup and then this pass from Tyrese Halliburton. As a person who watches a lot of football would say, he put that on a rope. And Turner misses that one. As Hartenstein with a rebound gets it to Josh Hart. Miles Turner only 6 points on 3 of 9 shooting tonight. He's got 7 rebounds to go along with it. Brunson looking. 3-pointer. That's good. He looked the defender in the face and said, I'm knocking this down right over you. He put it in. 23 for Brunson. Halliburton now with the basketball. Gets it to Siakam. Siakam backing down Josh Hart. Siakam no good, and he is fouled by Josh Hart. 6 minutes to go. But this is just telling Andrew Nembhard, you can't do nothing about me. I'm going to step in your face, and I'm going to hit this three-pointer. Jalen Brunson. Here's Siakam. Gets it to Miles Turner. Thought about a three. Drives inside to Nembhard. Nembhard for three. That's good. Answers back on this end. 110-108 is your score. Under 6 minutes to go. Josh Hart with the basketball. Very intense game 2 in the Eastern Conference semifinals. As another foul. But if you're Indiana, you've got to try getting the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands. Like, this is ridiculous. He cannot miss right now. Here's Brunson, gets it into Hartenstein. Brunson now. Brunson, three-pointer. No good. Hartenstein with the rebound. Try to get it to DiVincenzo, but throws it out of bounds. And now it's going to be Indiana basketball. That is a big stop right there, as here's Halliburton. Here we go. Halliburton. Almost lost the basketball. Keeps it in his hands. Dribbling. Driving inside. Looking for Siakam. Stolen by DiVincenzo. Here's Josh Hart. Layup. No good. And out of bounds off of Aaron Nesmith. 5 minutes to go. And this is super intense right now. And Josh Hart, he misses a layup. And here's DiVincenzo. And a foul against the Pacers, I believe. It may be Siakam. He fouled Jalen Brunson. Yeah, they gave it to Siakam running over Jalen Brunson. And a little bit of jawing going around right now between Hartenstein and Siakam. Nothing uncommon for an NBA playoff game that's getting very intense. Hart inside. Hartenstein with a dunk. 112-108. Here comes Nembhard. Nembhard kicks it out to Siakam. Siakam back to Nembhard, back to Halliburton. Thought about a three. Drives inside. Floater. Good. And we're back to a 2-point game in this game 2. 26 points for Tyrese Halliburton. Here's DiVincenzo from the corner. Good. 5-point lead for the Knicks. Here's Nembhard. Nembhard getting a little bit of a screen from Turner. Nembhard drives inside, kicks it to Siakam, wide open for three. No good. But the rebound from Nesmith, and now a foul going up against Precious Achiuwa. And so now Indiana, we will see. Yeah, that's a foul. Completely runs over Siakam, and now Siakam is going to have free throws. So here we go, Siakam. Free throw number 1 is no good. He missed the free throw. Folks, one thing that the Pacers have not done good on tonight has been free throw shooting. They have not been good tonight when it comes to free throws. So that's going to be a big factor at the end of this game, as another free throw miss for Siakam. That is huge for this Pacers team that's down by 5 points. Those free throws could have brought it to a 3-point game. Josh Hart gets it to Hartenstein. Right here to Jalen Brunson. Brunson, 3. It's no good. And DiVincenzo with the rebound, kicking it to Achua with the jam. 117-110. And a timeout on the floor. The Pacers need to talk it over. 117-110. And what a game we have. Be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back. The NBA on Saber Broadcast Network welcomes you back. What has been a very, very entertaining game here tonight. The New York Knicks have a 117-110 lead. As I mentioned this before we went to break, but free throws have not been friends with the Indiana Pacers. So we will see, but that could potentially be a turning point for this game. But here we go. Tyrese Halliburton with the basketball for the Indiana Pacers. Three-pointer. It's good. They needed that right then. 4-point lead for the New York Knicks. 29 for Halliburton. Here is Jalen Brunson. Getting it over to Josh Hart. Over to Dante DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo kicks it to Hartenstein, who is fouled. 3:09 as Hartenstein will go to the free throw line. And Hartenstein, I think he had one other trip to the line. New York Knicks, 5-1 record in clutch games these playoffs. They've led, which I believe that said leads all teams in these playoffs. Here we go. Hartenstein. He will put that one up and in. 118, 113 with 3 to go. 13 points for Hartenstein. He's got 12 rebounds. He's got a double-double. 5 of 7 shooting the basketball tonight. And that second free throw is good for Hartenstein. 119, 113 is your score. Here is Halliburton. So here we go. Halliburton. Screen from Siakam. Looking for Turner. Turner fakes the 3. Now taking it. No good. And even Chinzo with the rebound. Getting it to Josh Hart. And now the Knicks easing their way into their offense. Here's Brunson. Dribbling. Playing one-on-one against Nembhard. Brunson backing him in. Brunson fade away. Good! What a shot from Jalen Brunson! Since coming back, he has been incredible. Here's Siakam. Driving inside. Fade away, no good. And Josh Hart with a rebound. And the Knicks are starting to feel good. Here's Brunson. Fakes the 3. Driving inside to Hartenstein. Hartenstein to DiVincenzo, back to Jalen Brunson. Brunson playing one-on-one against Nembhard. Brunson to DiVincenzo. Fakes the 3. He's got 2 to shoot. Got to put it up. And that one's no good. Josh Hart with a rebound. And it's an offensive foul against Josh Hart. $121-113. Yeah, a little bit of a shove from Josh Hart. Multiple things going on down low. So Halliburton will go to the line. And the first one is good for Halliburton. He has been rather quiet here in this second half. They need him to get going here at the end. And it is now a 6-point game with the Knicks in the lead. Here comes Brunson. He brought it up quickly. Now gives it to Josh Hart. Hart driving inside to DiVincenzo. 3-pointer! It's good! The New York Knicks, they are feeling it now. 124-115 with a minute and a half to go. Halliburton inside, blocked! Out of bounds off of Josh Hart. And Dante DiVincenzo, beautiful 3-pointer there. That's a big play. And big 3 points. Here's a 3 from Neesmith. It's good. On the other end, 124-118. Knicks in the lead. As here is Hart giving it up to Hartenstein. Hartenstein bringing it up. It's a double dribble on Hartenstein. And the officials are talking about it. And now they're looking at it. And now Rick Carlisle is upset, Pacers coach. Here we go, the Knicks. And he gets it over. Here we go. Minute 10 seconds to go. Brunson slowing their way into the offense. Brunson going one-on-one. Shot is no good. I thought that was going in. DiVincenzo for three. Wide open. No good. And a fight for the ball. It's back to the Knicks. They called it off of Indiana. That is a super close call. 52 seconds, 6-point lead for the New York Knicks. This is getting intense, folks. Here we go. Brunson looking to pass it in. Gets it to DiVincenzo, to Hartenstein. Josh Hart. Now Jalen Brunson with the basketball. 8 to shoot. Brunson going one-on-one again. Floater. Good! "41 seconds, and now another timeout. Brunson, floater is good. 126-118. New York with the lead. Incredible game. Let's go to break. All right, welcome back. They are replaying the clutch three-pointers that the Knicks have had these playoffs, and they have been big. And tonight, these Knicks providing great action once again. Brunson to the line with a technical, and he hits it. The Pacers are not in a good situation right now, down by 9 with 41 seconds to go. This will be tough to come back from. Nembhard into Miles Turner to Tyrese Halliburton. Throws up a three, no good, and it's going to be Knick basketball. Brunson's going to bring it up the floor. He is fouled with 33 seconds to go, and folks, this one is all but over. Knicks superfan Spike Lee in attendance. He is going nuts. And the New York Knicks look like they are about to put Game 2 away. Brunson to the line with 33 seconds to go. Rick Carlisle has been ejected. Here we go, Brunson. First free throw is good. 10-point lead for the Knicks as they are just showing about Rick Carlisle getting thrown out. Brunson misses that free throw, so he's got one more coming up. The first one was a technical free throw whenever Carlisle was thrown out of the game. Here we go. Brunson, free throw, number 3. It is no good. So 128-118, Pacers hurrying up the floor. Halliburton kicking it out to Miles Turner for 3. That one's no good. Rebound, DiVincenzo. He is fouled by Aaron Nesmith. And really not worth fouling at this point because it is all but over. What a game. DiVincenzo will step to the line for a couple of free throws. First one is good. And second one is good as well. 130-118. Here comes Halliburton. Deep 3. That one's good. A little too much too late, though, I would say. 130-121 as here's Josh Hart getting it over to Precious Achiuwa. And that is going to finish this game as the Pacers will concede. What a game. 130-121 is going to be the final here in this one. What a game. What a game, folks. $130-121 is your final here in New York. So, what a game. There's your final score. And we'll be right back with some wrap-up. All right, what a game, folks. Jalen Brunson, he got hurt early in the first quarter, didn't play, and he came back, and that was all the Knicks needed. They had a rough start, and Jalen Brunson comes back in, and they put it to the New York Knicks. What a game. I mean, to the Indiana Pacers. I'm sorry. Either way, Jalen Brunson definitely is the difference in this series. It will be interesting. Will be very interesting to see how they do on the road at Indiana. Well, folks, that is all we've got for tonight. We thank you for watching.